Okay, hi guys. Welcome once more to my channel. I'm super excited to have you here today. And as always, I'm here to make you work easy, work smart, and achieve more. So today I have something exciting for you, something very informative. So do well to stay through. So for today, I'll be giving us an overview of the Omnichannel app. Right? I know, yeah, it's gonna be a cool one. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be walking us through what the Omnichannel app looks like, use cases, and some form uh, ways, right, that operations will be made on it. So we're going to be heading straight to our Omnichannel app. Uh, but before we do that, if you've not subscribed, I would love you to just take some few seconds, right? Subscribe and hit on the notification bell so that whenever new videos come from my end, you'll be able to get those notifications. So our use cases is this. Um, the Omnichannel app in Microsoft Dynamics. What's it all about? So the Omnichannel is basically a module in the Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM application that helps you to congregate, right, all your customer complaints from different channels, right, and you have all of them sitting and being accessed by agents on the dynamic platform. So let's say you have customers reaching out to you from Facebook, you have customers reaching out to you from your web chat interface, from different channels, right? So on Omni-channel, all those requests, all those customer interaction comes in and have now been assigned. So you manage how those things are assigned instead of managing all of those in different pockets on different platforms. Omnichannel helps you to congregate all of them there, and helps us to also manage your um, agent usage, right? So as all those things comes in, you route and move those stuffs as the case may be. So I'm going to be showing you how this omnichannel app looks like from a agent perspective. Also, I'll be showing you from a manager perspective, right? So you're a supervisor and you need to monitor, you need to badge in into conversation. So it's going to be very cool. You've seen all those in play. So we'll be heading straight to our environment as always, and I'll be starting from the customer end. So this is our agents. This is our agent. I have quite a number of profile already logged in. So I have that one for an agent. So our agent is actually going to be the Gesto user one. Then we also have a fellow agent, which is Gesto user 7. And we also have the supervisor, which is Jamin Fateh. So we're going to be seeing all these persons play out their different role with regards to what Omnichannel is set out to do for them. So let me start. So this is a use case. I'm a customer, right? And I have a complaint, or I want to interact with a company, and I go to their website, and there's a chat with icon. So let's get the chat widget. So if you don't know how to set up your work stream for chat and all that, you can check my videos on setting up work streams or the one on chatbot, and you'll be able to see how to set this up. But straight away, I'll be going back to my work stream and just picking the chat widget. This is a widget which you place on your website and different platforms so that you can have interaction with your customer. So I'll just run to test this here. So paste this. I'll click on run. All right. So as you can see, there's on the bottom right corner where I'm hovering my mouse, you can see the less chat icon there. So that's basically how the chat widget will sit on your website. So when I click on less chat, so the chat interface pops up. For this chat, I currently have a bot sitting on it. Also, if you want to see how this is being set up, check out my videos on setting up a bot on work streams. So as you can see, let's say, okay, I just want to interact with the bot a little bit. I say stores. So from stores response, it's going to give me some predefined questions, right, that have been imputed on the bot. So the bot has responded that I'm happy to help with our stores, our store hours. Which location are you looking at for? I'll say I'm looking for Redmond. So it has given me the store hours for Redmond. So basically, how you set up those things, you can check one of my videos. But this is not where I want to go. So what I want to do is I want this bot to hand me over to someone. So if it asks me, did that answer your question? I'll say no. Um, so it says, sorry, I wasn't able to answer your question and all that. Say talk to an agent or rephrase. I'll say I want to talk to an agent. So now it will be transferring me to someone on an agent or CRM based on the setup of the work stream and the queues and all that. So I'll go to the agent that has been set up. So as you can see, the chat is already coming in. Can you see at the top right? So it's saying there's a chat request coming from a visitor because there's no way it's tying this person. It doesn't. I'm not requesting emails and all that from the customer. So I'll just accept this. So this is how the Omnichannel interface looks like. This is the Omnichannel for customer service application. So how your agent access this is when you go to your the Omnichannel apps, you see the Omnichannel for customer service. So that's the module I'm currently on. So when you accept that chat request coming in, be it coming from Facebook, it's coming from WhatsApp, it's coming from whatever chat end, your Microsoft team. Once you accept it, this is the interface. All your agent, this is default. This is the interface you'll be getting from wherever the chat is coming from. And the first thing we'll be able to see from this interface is we have something called the communication panel, which is on the left arm. You can see, so what the communication panel gives, it gives the chat history, right? Whatever has transpired with that customer for that conversation history. So as you can see, I as an agent can go through and say, okay, the bot greeted the customer. I can read through, see what the customer said. Then I can also see how answers was given down to when it was given to me. So that's what this does. So I could just tell the customer and say hi, or I could just go straight to the point based on what I was I will say hi. Um, I say hi. Can I know your name, please? Something like this. So when I come down to the customer end, you can say, hi, can I know your name? You say, yes, sure. My name is, let me just pick a random name and say Victor, right? Just say this. So I go back to my chat so you can see what I have in. Okay, say, okay, I can now continue and say, how can I help you with our store hours or something like that? Because I could see from his history that he's made something about store hours. I will hit here and I'll say, so now I want to show us another thing about the panel. So when you come here, one of the key feature we have here is the sentiment. So just on the communication panel, just below it, what you have here is the sentiment. You can see currently is neutral. So when the customer begins to go negative, right, or is beginning to express dissatisfaction based on the inputs of the words that are being used, your sentiment changes, right? So I can come down here. Let me say as a customer, I said, yes, I have an issue with a bad, okay, let me say very bad item I got from one of your stores, right? So when I get back here to the interaction, you can see it has changed to slight negative. So let me add more words. This is very, very bad, right? I am not happy with the item. Something like this. When I get back here, you can see now it's now negative, meaning the customer is really, really dissatisfied. So I will say, oh, so sorry about that, right? Please, can you let me know? Can you let me know the store you got the item from, right? Something like this. Then I'll come back to the customer's end and say, yes, please. It's from your CTEL store. Something like this. And let me change the narrative. Okay, you say, I really like your mm, your way of working, your way of work, something like this. So when I get back here, I can see that my sentiment have changed. So this is how your agents, right, can be monitoring um, how the conversation is currently standing with what the customer is saying and all that. Then the next feature is you can make attachments, right? You can attach documents, so you can see the attach button here. So maybe you want to attach document or something to the customer, or you want to give maybe a receipt or something that you've downloaded. Fantastic. You could attach that. Also, the customer has the capability also to attach documents from their own end. For security reasons, some persons might you can have this customized and removed, so that's not basically an issue. Then another fun issue, fun stuff I would love to show us here is a quick reply. So quick replies are maybe let's say predefined messages you want to give back, right? So when your agent clicks here, so quick replies are already it's becomes part of the chat. Then another option you have here is start a consultation. So what does start a consultation does? So let's say now this person bought an item in Settle Store, right? And I want to reach out to someone there to join this consultation so that the person knows. So it's that person is also an agent, right? But somewhere, but I want to bring the person into this conversation with me. So I have one agent, right? In my this Gesto 7 is in the general contact center. So I want to bring him into that conversation. That's the start a consultation. So the person also can air in their voice, right? And give details on what actually should be said to the customer and also help the customer's conversation. So I'll click on start conversation. So what you first of all need to do is you need to select the queue in which you want to pick someone from. So I'll go down here and do contact center chat queue, and you can see my Gesto 7, it's currently available. So when I click on this person, if I go to this person's end, you can now see the request, the consult request. This is not a consult request, it's not a chat request. So when I click on accept, this is how this person's interface will open up. So you have the conversation panel where you are monitoring what the conversation is doing, but you can't chat there. Can you see? The person that's consulting that they consulted cannot actually chat there. So let's say you have like your technical leads, right, in your in a team, and you want to bring them on a conversation, right? So this is how you bring them in. So you could have, let's say, a queue that is basically for team leads, maybe in your organization. And when the frontline engineers or the frontline agents, right, are making conversations with customers and they want to bring those persons in, you can use the consult. So how does the consult work? So the person consulting here can now say, hi, just to one. So when I click on hi here, when you go back to the person actually answering the agent, you can see the consult session is already open. I'll now say, hi, just to 7. I'll say, please, the customer got an item from your store. Can you help with replacements? Then I'll go back to, so you can see now this, with all this interaction, the customer isn't seeing anything, because when you go back to the customer view, you can see it still stays here, right? So you say, I'll now, this console now say, oh, sure, I can see the history, the chart history, something like this, right? Do tell, okay, let me say, now the team lead is saying, do log a case for the customer for a return, something like that. So I'll then tell the customer, I'll say, thanks for your remark. Please note, okay, let me close this, it's not here. This, I want to chat to the customer. I'll say, please note that I will be logging a ticket for your replacement, something like this, right? So now, that's for the consult. So there's another approach to, you. Let's say you want to move this conversation to totally someone. You are not actually doing a consultation. You want to move it, but I might not want to move this. So what you do is you click on the transfer to queue, then you select the queue you want to move it to, or the agent or the person you want to move it to. So like I can say, I can transfer to an agent. So if I click on this agent 7, I'll be transferring this chart to agent 7. I'll show us that in the in another use case where I'll stop this chart, start a new chart again, then transfer to agent 7. Also, you can transfer to a queue. So when you transfer to a queue, the queue assignment method kicks in and assigns to the next available person. Let's say you don't know the person you actually want to assign this to, and you know what you need to assign. So I'll close this. That's basically what you have for the transfer. So you can add persons to this chart. So you can see, you could just add people that are available to this chart. So you can see how robust this is. I can add this just to 7, but it's already doing a consultation for me. So depending on how robust the issue becomes, and you need to bring people in from different teams to come and assist the customer on the charts. So Omnichannel gives you this powerful feature where you could bring in persons live on the charts, and on the background you're doing all those consultations, but the customer is only interfacing with one person. Then to the icing on the cake for me, right, is the co-pilot. So you have the co-pilot feature sitting right here with you, so it can help you suggest response that you could give the customer. It will also help you summarize your conversation. This is super. So let me just click on the summarize conversation so that you can see. So you can see it has summarized whatever has happened here. So let's see how we could use this, right, to quickly do a work. So let's say there's a feature for the supervisor to monitor whatever is going on. So when I go to the supervisor's own end, right, this is the supervisor end, right, and the supervisor has a dashboard on the Omnichannel customer service. They have ongoing conversation dashboard. So as you can see, this is jamming, just to 1 and 7. So he has access to the chat that is currently going on, and he can see what's happening to these charts and the customer sentiments. You can see the customers, excuse me, you can see the customer sentiments here, which is currently slightly positive, right? So he wants to see what's going on. So when he clicks on this, he clicks on monitor. So when you click on monitor, that conversation opens up for you as a supervisor. And most times, your agents don't even know that you've opened it up. So you can actually monitor and see, okay, what is actually going on here. Okay, you can see that he asked for the location, he was dissatisfied at some point, and different thing. You have the option of joining the conversation, meaning if you click on this join conversation, the customer will be see you on the on its presence. That means from his own end, you can see currently that the customer is only seeing just one. So let's say as the supervisor, I want to quickly come in here. Let's say I join the conversation. So join conversation will automatically join both, will automatically open your consult and your conversation, right? Why you can also only join as a consult and only speak to your agent, right, to know what's actually going on. So let's say when I come here, you can see that the customer has been notified that Jamin has joined this conversation. So I can come and say here that hi customer, right? This is, so I'll just come here and say this is just to one manager. I am here. I am here to help speed up your requests, right? So the customer says, oh, this is super and great. I am glad to have the manager here, right? So things like this. Then let's say on the consult side, right, I as the manager now, Jamin, I will now ask, can you give me a summary of 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 the issue, something like this. So now your agent, he can just use the conversation summary, then copy this and just paste it here. Super. So he has given the manager a quick summary of what has been going on. The customer inquired about store hours from the Raymond location, but was dissatisfied with the response. They then requested to speak to a human agent. After being transferred, the customer named Victor expressed unhappiness with the item. So beautiful summarization. So that's one of the beautiful things, right, I really love about Omnichannel. So I'm going to be showing you some additional things. Another is taking notes. So this is, let me go back to the agent that's working on this. So this is the agent. So I just close this. So now I've told the customer that I want to actually log a ticket for them for their replacement. So I'll need to take notes. But you can't take notes when this record doesn't have a case linked to it yet. So on that feature we have for Omnichannel is, while you're interacting with the customer, you could quickly log a complaint, right, for that customer. So you could tie this conversation to someone. That's where you have the search customer here. So let's say you could search for the customer here. Also, you could log a new ticket for that person. There's the option of tying to a customer. Then you can link the conversation to maybe an old complaint the person has had. But let's say I want to log a new ticket for this. I'll just log this. I'll say new ticket, new case. Then the case type is, let's say problem. And let's say the customer here is, let me see if my profile is still here. Yeah, Victor. Then the title is requests for item replacements, right? Something like this. Then search product. Let's see if we have the product he wants to return. Let's say it's airport something, serial number. So now I can now ask the customer something like this. Now that I'm logging the case, I'll say, what is your product's serial number? Something like this. So the customer says A12345 6 HT. It replies. I go back here, copy this, sorry, I go back here, copy this, and I come and put this as a serial number. I could just leave everything as default. Then I could hit on this to save and open it. So you can see how beautiful the Omnichannel gives everything on the fly for your customer. So as you can see, I've linked the customer with this request I've done, and also I now have the customer details, so you can see recent cases opening up for me. So these are written things, so I could just hit on this to close this, so to give me more space here. So now with this case I've logged, I can now ask this customer some additional information, but while doing that I can take notes. That's another beautiful thing. So I can just hit on take notes here. So now I can now start asking the customer, what time did you get the item, right? So the customer says Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. All right, so I go back here and I just say CX got the item at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, right? So let's say return policy still applies, something like this, right? So let's say with this now, I'll just add this note. So what happens is the case that what I created, if you go down to the notes, you can see there will be a note sitting down here. Let me refresh this. So can you see the notes that I just created while I was chatting with the customer? So this is the note. You can click on view more. So you can see this is the note. So whoever is assigned this case can now use the timeline and see the interaction that has gone in. So I'll just tell the customer, hi, okay, great. I have logged a return ticket for you, right? Something like this. Your case ID is, so I could just go and get the customer case ID, so that in case it's coming to make request, is this, you will be contacted shortly for your return. So the customer will say thanks, right, a lot for your support. Then he is okay. So now you are done with this. Then you could, since the customer is fine, you could proceed. So different persons could also leave the consult, right? This is jamming. So she's still observing what's going on. She could choose to leave if she sees everything is fine. Also, this Gesto 7 could also leave if he's done with what he's helping out with. Then everyone has left the consult. Gesto 1 could also end the conversation. So, or the customer can also end from his own end. But since everything is done, you just go from the customer end and you click on end. this ending the conversation. So you can see now that our conversation is ended. So once the conversation ends, can you see what Copilot does for you? So it gives insight into what is your issue. So the customer had to issue, they wanted to know the stores. So re, it goes through what happened in the whole course of that conversation and gives you a summary. And also the customer is notified here that Gesto has ended the conversation and he can go. You can just close this and you say close and he is done with. So that's basically the end-to-end process on how Omnichannel helps you as an organization, right, to be able to meet customer needs on the fly, right? So this is on the fly. So you can receive this kind of interaction from Facebook. You can receive them from different platforms. So to show you the list of platforms that are available in which you could receive them from, and you can also build a custom, right? If you go to your work streams, if you try creating a new work stream, so if you check my video on work stream, you could see different ones. So tests, work stream, something like this. So the work stream is messaging. So now when you click on the type, you could the channel, you could see you could request, you could have this same interaction from your Apple messaging for business, from custom, where you could now build some custom channels, right, to receive them. You could have on Facebook, Line, Microsoft Teams, SMS, WeChat, and WhatsApp. So you have a robust list of functionality available for you. So that's basically a run-through overview on what you have and you can obtain from the customer service omni-channel from an agent perspective, from a fellow agent perspective, and also from the supervisor's perspective, trying to interact with your agent while they're on the work. So thank you very much for staying put. As always, do well to subscribe and also turn on the notification bell so that whenever we release some subsequent videos, you have quick notification on those videos we've released. Thank you very much and see you in our next video.